Hey guys, so I'm here with Manny Hanif, and I'm super excited. If you guys haven't heard of Manny or at least seen his Facebook course out like everywhere on Facebook by now, then go check him out on YouTube or look at his Facebook page, but Manny Hanif. And guys, we're going to go over today what it's like starting out a digital marketing agency and then what it really takes to be able to know the right information to be the expert that'll allow you to come out and build a successful Facebook course. So I know a lot of people are trying to do that. So I'm really excited. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
It's first of all, I just want to say thank you to Rob for actually, hopping on the call with me. If you guys don't know me, I've actually been in this industry for over a decade now. I'm actually considered one of like the dinosaurs, if you're more like when it comes to digital marketing. And I've been running an agency since January of this year. Prior to that, I've been doing a lot of e-com with Facebook advertising. When I started in this industry, I sold a lot of products. I was in the make money online niche. I was in affiliate marketing. And then over the years, what happened is, Facebook ads came into play. Google ads came into play in 2006. And then I got into sort of the PPC element. So what's actually happened over the last few years, I've noticed more and more people running their own agency. And this is when I came across Rob just a couple of months ago when he put up posts on his Facebook, and he's actually doing something really cool. If you've not heard of Rob, well, Rob is the guy to connect when it comes to setting up an agency, and he's actually crushing it. So Rob, do you want to share some tips, strategies you're actually doing right now to run an agency and how you can sort of get those high paying clients to pay you for your services?
Yeah, so man, that's a good question. That's always the trick, right? Everyone can start a digital agency, but the majority of people are selling the service for like $300 or $500, a month in a retainer. And for those that don't know, a retainer is the management fee that the company pays you. And here's the thing, guys, I won't wake up for $500 a month. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. And if you want to get them to pay you that kind of money every month, you need to position so much value to them that they're almost going to feel like lost if they don't buy from you. Mm-hmm. And the way you do that is by really diagnosing a serious issue. And that's by asking so many questions that really you can find the root of the problem. When somebody says, well, I just want to get more clients. Well, okay, that's still very surface level. So I love so much to be able to really break that down to figure out what it looks like whenever they get X amount of clients, and then being able to reverse engineer KPIs, which just means working backwards, guys. So when you work backwards, you figure out what the lifetime value of a customer is, right? Of course. You figure out, do they buy once, their initial sale, right? So this way you can know if they keep buying to get the lifetime value of a customer. And then from there, what's their closing percentage if you're dealing with the service industry, which a lot of local business is. And then from there, what does their website convert at? So what percentage, if it's just a website, guys, it's probably like maybe 2 to 4% if they're not using a landing page, which immediately you're going to come in and just crush. And then before that, what is it costing per click to get to that website? Now, I know Facebook gives us a lot of amazing tools to be able to do more conversion-based ads or landing page viewed ads or just clicks, whatever you want to optimize for. But when you reverse engineer this whole process and work backwards, you can now properly work forward, and you can let them know if they're even making money right now on their advertising. And then odds are the majority of the time they're realizing, holy crap, I'm losing this much money. If a click is $2 and it takes 100 clicks, right, and they close at 30%, well, now we're looking at $200 just to get 3 leads. And if they're only closing at 30%, then that means that they're not even getting one deal closed for $200.
Yeah.
So these are things that we look at, and whenever you position it this way, it's so much easier to get the sale because you can let them know we're going to plug the holes. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little trick, okay? When you reverse it like this and you go back in and say, here's the thing. The majority of companies want to come in and sell you a bunch of Facebook ads, and if it doesn't work, they want to change the whole program. Now, here's where I see the flaw. Based on what you're telling me, if your website's converting at 4%, which, by the way, that's amazing for a website, if I can just come in and go ahead and make a landing page that I've already done in your industry that converts at 20%, we could keep your ads the same and increase your revenue by 400% nearly overnight. How does that sound? And then, of course, they're like, oh, their mind's blown. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They want to hire you to paint their fence and walk their dog at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, where I've seen a lot of people who are over the few 3-4 years, they're actually going into the agency model where, and obviously because Facebook has made it more sort of easy for people to run ads, start generating leads. When you, do carry out work for a particular client and, they've agreed and everything, I always ask, number one question is, in fact, I actually ask a few questions. What is your goal? Do you have any digital assets like images, videos, etc.? 99% of the time, most of the people, they do have the digital assets, even if it's a basic image. Have you found any challenges with some clients where, they've got the landing page, but they try to sort of want to control your strategy, where telling you what to do, how to run the ads, where, how would you cope with clients like that? Because I had a few questions before last week. Someone came to me and they said, well, the client's dictating everything and how I should be managing his budget. He's paid me. But I'm like, dude, you're the Facebook ads guy. He's hired you for a reason. Have you had a sort of similar experience in your business?
You'll sometimes get kickback initially. I like to set the expectation so this way we don't run into that in the future. I experienced it one time, and then I made sure to never have to deal with that again.
Yeah.
So, and guys, Manny makes a super good point. If you don't set the expectation that you are the guy that's going to get it done, then they're going to feel like they are still the expert, and you're just kind of there. You're probably going to mess things up, but maybe you'll help. So you need to make sure they understand that you're there to give them the solution and that to let you do your thing. Guys, you hear all these different Facebook ads and all these different things you see on Facebook of people saying that you could sell a high ticket client and never hear from them throughout the month, and that's the best client to have. They're real. Okay. All my clients are like that. I hear from them maybe once or twice a month, and they all pay me $1,500 to $3,500 a month in a retainer to manage their campaigns. I only hear from them whenever they want to increase budget and go over performance, or they want to fire me. Those are the only two times I hear from them. So typically not the latter. So
it's like that dream client, because the way I see it, there's two types of clients. Client number one, they'll look for a Facebook ads guy. They've got a budget, but they are going to ask you a ton of questions like every few days. And then there's another type of client where he's busy. He's got a business to manage, and he's just happy to pay someone to run the ads. And at the end of the month, he's just going to be like, okay, how many leads, how many sales came in? I would go with the second one, because for me, and I'm sure, Rob, you agree, time is money. And in the past, it was a case of when I started my agency, I wanted to work with everyone. I would say, I'll do the ads for you. I'll run this. But what I realized is, for me, like you said, you wouldn't get out of bed for $500 a month. I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, we're the experts, and these business owners, they're selling to their customers, they're charging them. But what we're doing is we're providing that value to them. We're providing a solution. So for me, I think vetting the client beforehand is very important. How have you, before you decide to work with the client, what key questions do you ask them? I know I look at everything that I look at the budget, I look at the digital assets, and then going forward, I say, okay, if I was to get you these results, what would happen, let's say 2 months down the line, 3 months, all these questions for me are key in establishing whether I should work with this client.
Dude, what a great question. Okay, so that's going to depend on if you're in the process of, so there's a couple ways. Initially, cold calling to qualify the appointment. If you're running ads, then your ads are going to pre-qualify the appointment, which is awesome. But the majority of new agency owners don't have money to run ads yet. So when you pre-qualify it going into the actual appointment, the cold call, you always want to ask at the end, are there, oh my God, guys, write this down. Okay, pause the video, slow-mo, whatever you need to do. So is there anybody else that needs to be in the call in order for us to make a decision in case this is something you'd like to move forward with? And then this way they know that you have all the decision makers on the call. You guys are knowing that the whole goal here is to move this deal forward. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're gonna have all the decision makers. Now, to what you said though, Manny, that question and the way you phrased it, that's gonna be actually in the meeting. So whenever you're pre-selling in the meeting, it's a different ball game, and there's different parts of the sale. People confuse selling as one thing. It's not. And there's pre-qualifying, there's the actual sale, there's trial closes, and there's closing, and there's post-sale. And when we deal with the actual sale itself, you do want to go in there and say, based on everything I've showed you here today, from what I understand, you don't have any questions about the process because we've already gone over that. Is that right? I always end a question. They say yes or no. And I like to come out with, okay, so is there any reason you would not want to work with me? Or is there anything that would stop you from moving forward today to getting this campaign started? Now, here's my favorite way to go into that close, because now you're qualifying the close. These are trial closes. So when they come in and say, yeah, man, Rob, $2,000 a month is just way too much money for me to spend per month on ads. How many of us have heard that, right? And you're going to come back and say, first, you're going to agree, you're going to restate, and you're going to go back in with another question. You're going to do those three things. Hey, totally understand. So from what I'm understanding is that it just costs too much per month. Is that right? And they say, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Totally understand. Anything else? They're going to come back and say, yeah, I just don't know how I feel about a $5,000 setup fee. And then you're going to say, yeah, hey, it's a lot of money. I agree with you. So from what I understand here, you just don't want to pay $2,000 a month to get started, and you don't want to pay a $5,000 setup fee. Is that right? They're going to say, yeah, exactly. Okay, cool, got it. Anything else? And then you're going to keep exhausting this process, so you're actually getting all the objections at once.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, you're going to wrap it up in a big old box with a bow, and you're going to say, so from what I'm hearing right now is that if it wasn't $5,000 a month to get started, if it wasn't $2,000 a month to continue running and making your ads profitable, if it wasn't this and it wasn't that, and we could make this happen, I'd be able to welcome you to the family. We'd be able to get started on your campaign. And they're going to say, yeah, exactly. Awesome. Welcome to the family. We'll do all that for you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That is pure value, guys. Honestly, what you've just revealed here is, it's common sense. It's so simple, but many people, including myself, I didn't even think about it. So I've actually learned something new here, where if I was to get on the phone to the client, then I would use this trial close, which is very powerful, So since we're actually talking about the subject, let's talk about pricing. Now, what I do is I charge a fixed monthly retainer anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, and that's my fee. And then what I do is I run the ads based on the client's budget. So if they've got like $1,000 budget, I get them to agree on a contract. What's your pricing strategies? How do you come up with the prices for your Facebook ad services?
So I'm going to end up restructuring this to go more towards like the Cat House, Sam Ovens type pricing. Now, I haven't gone through their courses or anything, but when I understand they charge like $3,000 to $5,000 or $10,000 or something per client. I don't know exactly how they structure it, but I do like the fact that they bundle it all up. So before I go into what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do something similar, let me talk about what I'm doing right now. So what I'm doing now is I charge $1,500 for one service. Now, if they choose to do two services, I'll charge another $1,000 per service. So if I do Facebook and Google, that's $2,500 a month. If I do Facebook, Google, and Snapchat, that's $3,500 a month. Facebook, Google, Snapchat, and Instagram growth, that's $4,500 a month. Okay. If you guys are wondering, I'm in a flag football league, so I like jam my fingers all black. But anyway, so that's how I charge my clients. So I have one client, like I said, paying me $3,500 a month because we're doing Instagram growth, Snapchat paid ads, and Facebook ads. And so it's $3,500 a month. And he loves it. And people say, why would somebody pay that money for Instagram growth?
Yeah.
Well, it's because I'm running Instagram audiences that are evergreen based on the growth that we are now getting him. So I'm running like audiences and actual all visitors. We're actually getting sales based on his Instagram growth. So we monetize branding. And a lot of people don't understand the concept of branding and monetizing free. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start charging $5,000 a month, just flat rate, and then management fee. And I'm actually going to allow every service in there, depending on what we notice working better, we'll just adjust the service on our own.
Absolutely. I think, and it's that thing about, mindset as well. When what I've always said to my clients and the students who've sort of bought my courses, I've said, you're underselling yourself. Because I had a guy the other day and he's like, I'm running my own agency. And I said, how much do you charge a month? And he's like, I'm just getting familiar with, you know, running ads. I've had good success. And he's like, I'm charging $300. I said, okay, starting out, that's fine, but you need to up your prices a bit. You know, if you get more results, start upping your prices. You know, don't be scared to charge from $300 to $800. You know, $750, and then keep going. What some people do, when it comes to price, they tend to, you know, be in that little bubble where they think if they sort of pitch a high price, the business owner will probably get offended. You know, and for me, I always see past that, because these business owners who need help, you know, they're so desperate, they'll be happy to spend 4K, 5K, you know, on your services. So the other question I want to ask you is, Rob, is do you give your clients an option? So let's say, yeah, you're gonna run ads for them, but what about the level of consulting? Do you give them a consulting? Because I've seen some people bring in the element of consulting on Skype, and then they charge extra for an hour of support. How do you deal with that?
So that is super good. And guys, if you're not doing that, do it, because I'm not doing it. And I'm realizing now that my time is gone and I can't make any more money based on time I don't have. So to Manny's point, guys, especially if you bought Manny's course, and it's a great Facebook course that'll teach you more than just how to set up an ad. You need to understand that your time, like Manny said earlier, is money. And I've learned that the hard way. My schedule is completely booked. If you've been on my Facebook, I'll put up screenshots of my calendar. Like, there is no more free time. So I will be charging for consultations here coming in the future, but I have not done it yet. And it has been a huge money loss for me. Yeah, so good point.
I've noticed one thing about you, Rob. You experiment in other traffic sources. Now, we've talked about Facebook ads, but let's talk about alternative traffic sources. How are you using them in your business to, you know, get results for your business or your clients? How is it important not to keep your eggs in one basket? Because we know GDPR's come into play and the Facebook data breach, and all of a sudden there was like a big outcry on your news feeds. People were panicking, is the world's going to end? But it's just another day in the office. How do you deal with, you know, bringing in other traffic elements? And what I admire about you, and if you're listening, guys, is you're experimenting with alternative traffic sources. For me, I've always been into Facebook ads or a bit of Google AdWords, but that's it really. But talk about your sort of experience with other traffic sources that you're running right now.
So what I'll say initially, guys, is I like to run them on myself before I run them on a client. And you should always want to do that first. I know a lot of people will take the opportunity, I'll say opportunity, to be able to try this out on their clients first, because it's their money. I'm sure you've heard the Ty Lopez thing, like, use someone else's money to make money. And you can totally do that. I don't like to do that because for me, I can't ethically bring myself to do that. So I'll try these traffic sources on myself first. And if I see that they do take off, then I'll definitely apply it to a similar industry, or I'll be able to use the psychology behind my approach to apply it to a totally different industry like service. I know when we first tried Snapchat ads, I actually opened up a new e-com store and I tried it for a t-shirt for KC. And we just ran ads with a KC t-shirt in KC and it crushed. And I was like, okay, well, this could be a pretty sweet e-com platform. So then that's when we started applying it to e-com, and it's been crushing. We're getting a CPM of like $1.50, $1.50.
Awesome.
Pretty nasty. But with the other traffic sources, if you guys aren't familiar with it, because I know a lot of people at this point, Manny, are probably like, okay, well, I want to try out other traffic sources now too. So the trick to that is you want to make sure you hire a team that can do it first.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to guess and figure it out yourself.
One thing I wanted to touch up upon is when you're running an agency, I've been using tools, you know, and the main tools that I use is Asana to manage clients' accounts. I use Slack, and I use all these. I'll use ClickUp. Do you use similar tools to sort of, let's say, you know, you get 10 clients at the end of next month, and I'm sure it will only grow. How do you manage your agency, and, you know, what are the challenges that you faced in managing so many different clients' accounts? Because some people might say, oh, it's good running an agency, but I'm working for 5 guys and I'm tearing my head out. I don't know, you know, I'm working too hard. What would you say to these kind of people?
I say they probably are.
Yeah. Which again goes to your point of charge one high ticket like 5K, and you're going to get less problems, because whether you're going to pay bills every month, it just covers everything, rather than a 750 a month guy, rather than a 600 or $500 a month, which is going to sort of take so much time, and the questions are going to continue. So I think it's a very interesting point that you've made, in regards to, especially the 5K fixed monthly retainer, which I'm considering as well. I charge about $1,500 to $2,000 each month for my clients on a fixed retainer.
Same.
But
Yeah.
having sort of spoken to you now, I think, it's about time to sort of up the services now, try to raise the temperature a bit and get those 5K, 10K guys. So I'm sure you'll agree with me on that one.
All day. I mean, all day. And here's the thing with organization is that, and I'll find some links to see if we can put some links down at the bottom of our videos on our channels and whatnot. But I like to automate as much as possible. And I know that everyone in the industry hears that term all the time, automate your process. And everybody wants to do it. And then they all try to learn ManyChat, and they all try to learn email automation. And before you know it, now they have no idea what their name is, and they forgot everything about life. So what I do is I automate my onboarding by creating a funnel, and my funnel actually sends them to pay their build-off fee. And then after they pay their build-off fee, it automatically sends them to a series of a couple of videos to show them how to add me to their ad account, their business manager, how to add payment, how to add video and picture assets. So guys, I have them onboard themselves. And then after that, they go through a Google form. So they click one more button to finish the onboarding process. It sends them to a Google form that has all the questions I need to create the campaign. They fill out all those questions. They upload all of their email lists, all the proprietary data, my credit card authorization form, and they click submit, and all that info automatically submits to my fulfillment team. So even my onboarding process, which I will charge, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 for, is all completely automated. I have them onboard themselves. So, and then after that, I put everything in Slack. So this way we upload all the proprietary data into Slack, and then you can add your fulfillment team, the business, and then you. So this way everyone is just all on one account and all the info's in there. And you can send reporting every month to that Slack account. It's every days. So I like to use Slack too. I've never been a big Trello guy.
Yeah. I've never been into it, to be honest, as well. I've got it. I've just registered only one day, but I just didn't understand it. So for me, Slack was so easy to use. It's just simple, Even Asana is good. Asana and Slack are for me the key tools that I use. Without them, it'd be so difficult, for me.
So difficult.
The other question I had for you, and I'm sure a lot of people listening in, and I've had a similar experience, is when you're running ads for clients, let's say you generate them leads, and these leads are costing you $2 a lead, and click-through rate is high, everything's good, and the client only converts one or two, and he's like, the leads are coming in, but why have not I made that much sales? Now, my opinion is they need to do more to close. They need to have a good follow-up system. And I know Dan Henry recently released something called Lead Owl, and obviously it sort of highlighted the problem. So how do you deal with that kind of problem?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I saw Dan Henry's Lead Owl, and this isn't a plug for Dan Henry, but holy crap, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't get in on the first 500. I don't know if you did. I didn't.
No, I was too late. Honestly, I was just so busy, and then I realized, wow, this is a tool that it seems really awesome.
I do more with e-com, so it wasn't really a thing for me. But I know that if you're dealing with a service-based industry, or you own an agency where you have a team cold calling, then totally. I'm not doing either of those. So I didn't get in on that. But guys, if you're in the service industry, that does highlight a huge problem. Now, for me, I just tell them, guys, if you're not calling your leads and this isn't working out, we can stop. You could take, and this is how I hate to use the word spin it, but this is how I spin it. I come in and I tell them that you guys could either fire me and take the chance of generating less leads that you also still won't call. Not saying you don't, but from the looks of it, they're not being called. Or we can keep doing this and you guys can maybe change your approach a little bit and then we could see what happens. Which one would you prefer?
Absolutely. I know we touched upon the fact that I've got a Facebook ads course, recently released it, teaching people how to grow the business using Facebook ads. Now, when creating the course, obviously I aimed it at 3 types of people: agency owners like yourself, entrepreneurs like people who do product launches online, and business owners. You've got a course out, I've noticed. Tell us a bit about your course and what kind of people it caters for.
Yeah, so Agency in the Box is the first done-for-you digital marketing agency. So essentially, it gives new agency owners or entrepreneurs or 9-to-5ers that just don't want to do the 9-to-5 thing anymore the chance to get out of that slump and to be able to buy into a franchise without paying franchise fees. So what that means is I'll give you all the tools to prospect. You use those tools to prospect new business. You use my shared calendar to get me and my team on the call with you to close the appointment. And then my team will fulfill the entire campaign for you.
Wow.
So you can be a business owner now and then not have to worry about if you're going to get the quality work from the sales process to the close. Because I've partnered up with, done a partnership with Billy Wilson. If you guys aren't familiar with him, you guys can go check out his account, 2 L's in Wilson. Basically, he's really great with doing local campaigns. So this way we have a team set up already that will do the work for you.
Awesome.
Simple. So
It's like a business in a box, because what I've found is a lot of business owners and clients, sometimes they just want you to do it for them, because we live in a society now where everyone's so busy, like whether it's a business owner, whether you're an online marketer, everyone's so busy. And if you've got the solution, like an instant solution, I mean, I remember when I used to when I used to be a student in my days at university, I used to have these instant solution products where I was hungry, put it in the microwave, there you go. It's all ready. So what you've got is essentially there is like a ready-made solution, for their problems. And then, so that's why I felt it was really important to sort of, touch up upon that element. Because nowadays is people, they spend so many hours on the computer or running the business. And sometimes they just want someone to say, okay, can you do it for me? And you and your team. And I think I'm definitely gonna, check out your course in a bit more detail and see, what elements I can apply in my business. Because I think it's really important. So
yeah, we even include the website. So
there you go. Yeah.
You have a funnel and you have no clue. I remember starting my agency, and I started in October 2017. Mm-hmm. And when I started it, I spent hours and hours on creating a website. Oh yeah. My God. And it didn't convert.
Yeah.
So we ended up, we have a funnel building team. They built it out. And then if you do Agency in the Box and you get in on that, you'll be able to share my website funnel and just change out your info. Awesome. And now you have a website.
Yeah, I think nowadays, yesterday I set up a simple WordPress website, and then I didn't realize there's so many things that have changed now. You need to have a SSL certificate. You need to have, so many features, plugins to make your site search engine friendly. So I just ended up paying someone to sort of, set up my site, get it all ready for me. So I think, again, that's pretty interesting subject you talk about.
Dude, and tell them how much it costs, because I know how much mine costs.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine was $3,000 to have.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, mine was in the $1,000 as well. It's expensive, very expensive. So about your course, how much is your course, and can people buy it? Can they go on your website right now and purchase it?
Yeah, guys. So this is $1 million. No, I'm kidding. So It's pretty simple to go, depending on when you see this video, because right now it's May 28th.
Yep.
And if you get it today on Memorial Day, then it's only $67. Now, I'm just going to let you know, while we've been on this call, Manny, I've already had 3 purchases come in just from an email I sent out. And this is going to fill up very fast. Now, come next month, which is 3 days away. So come next month, it is going to go up to being $297. So if you guys want to get in, then you can. Now, here's what I will tell you is it will not include all the sales training. It will not include all the extra trainings on how to use traffic sources. That's all going to be sold separately if you do not get in before May. So
awesome.
Do that if you guys haven't.
I think $67 is so cheap. I think you're being too nice. Yeah. I've seen really bad quality courses. People have spent $2K, $3K on them. So $67 is just like, the cost of a meal with your friends. It's nothing. So yeah, definitely that.
Now, let
Check
you know
her
the
out, guys.
cost of a meal. The cost
Yeah.
of one meal, I had one of
Yeah.
my students already make $22,500 a month in a close.
Wow.
So I mean, it was a $22,500 per month
Hmm.
close off one meal. He could have went out and just bought dinner, but
Yeah.
instead,
Oh yeah.
wealthy. So
Brilliant. No, absolutely brilliant. Okay, before we finish off, Rob, is there any sort of three main important strategies people need to use in their business when setting up an agency, when running ads? What do you think are the three core features that are very important?
got to do market research, guys. I don't even have to think about this one. Like, if you are not doing market research before you set up a campaign, the odds of it flopping are very high. Not every industry is the same. Go in, and whether you go into a contractor's Facebook group or a hair salon Facebook group, go in there and ask a pain or desired question. So this way you could take that emotion and put it into your ad copy, and it will convert better. And then you want to do the same thing to make sure your landing pages. I'm going to talk about best practices. I think they all kind of work in conjunction with each other. The landing pages need to reflect your ad, because if your landing page says something totally different than whatever your ad does, like even the offer is worded any different, they're going to psychologically think that it's different and back out.
Yep.
So it needs to reflect that. And then you need to make sure that your offer is enticing. I mean, really enticing. And again, that's learning how to monetize free. Because if you give away something at either a discount or a free rate and know you're still going to make a lot more money on the back end, you know exactly how, then you're going to win. So just from best practice wise, setting up a campaign, there's a lot of components that I could talk about, but I'll just go ahead and say market research for your ad, going in and making your landing page congruent to your ad, make it mirror it. And then from there, have a really powerful incentive and offer. So this way you can get them to convert right away.
Okay, guys, if you're watching the video right now and you're listening in, if you click any of the links below, so you can check out Rob's course, my course is below as well, Facebook Ads Hacked. For agency stuff and everything, Rob is your man. For Facebook lead generation, converting sales, you can check out my course as well. Rob, it's been awesome discussing Facebook ad stuff with you, agency stuff. I think I've learned quite a few things as well from you. So how does the future hold for your agency? So is it just yourself who's running an agency, or is it a group of people that you're working with?
Right now, it's just me. I mean, I do outsource. I think outsourcing is the most powerful way to scale. So I'll outsource everything but Facebook ads. And even that, I'm actually just now started to outsource again. And that's how Agency in the Box started, because when I first started my agency, I didn't want to do the work. I wanted to outsource the work.
Yeah.
And I found out the people, because I sold my first venture funded company, Snapchat paid ads and Facebook ads. And the Facebook ads team would jump on a call with me. And this was in person. So I needed them to be on the screen and to talk about the details, because a venture funded company is a very big sale. And they wouldn't jump on the call with me. Neither would my pay-per-click team. And I was really surprised. So that's how Agency in the Box, the seed was planted. And
Awesome.
so from here, I will scale my agency, but the odds of me hiring anybody to really help out more than maybe one or two people probably won't happen, because I don't need to, because I outsource.
Yeah.
Which I suggest everyone do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which you can do through Agency in the Box.
Outsourcing is everything. If you don't outsource, you're just gonna do so many things at once. And I know the people, when they start out, they say, I don't have the budget to outsource. I don't have the budget. But even if you outsource one or two tasks, you're gonna save yourself, a lot of hours. Because you can just focus on the good things. When I started my agency, one of the things I always said, I want to do everything myself, meaning running all the ads myself. So again, what I've decided to do now is I've outsourced the creatives. I've outsourced some of the stuff in Facebook. I said to my guy, okay, go in there, go into Ads Manager, copy and paste this text, have it this way, do a $10 a day budget. So I think it helps me as well. I was constantly tearing my hair out, but now when you outsource, you're just going to save yourself a lot of hours.
Yeah, guys. And if you didn't listen to what Manny just said over the last 15 seconds, rewind the freaking video, because he is 100% spot on. Outsource and scale. Outsource and scale. Refine your processes and scale. That's what it comes down to. Nobody wants to be stagnant. That doesn't sound fun at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man,
Cool.
I appreciate it, man. This is really, really.
You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it. I think I'm sure we'll work together at some point and have some sort of value. Probably do a webinar for people. You know, there's a lot. I don't know if you're going to be going to Funnel Hacking Live next year. I've promised myself I'm going to be there this time. I didn't get to go for 2 years, but this time I hope to be there because connect with like-minded people like yourself, bounce off ideas, and just give that value to people. Because I think there's a lot of people right now, they're confused as to whether they should quit their job, you know, whether they should. One question I've got to you is, would you ever go back to 9 to 5? Just if things didn't work out for you, my question to you.
No.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I left my job without a savings account. And
wow.
You know, if you guys have ever heard my story, which I haven't put it on YouTube yet, but I'm getting ready to, it's in the course.
I would love to hear your story, Rob. I would love to hear your backstory. You know, I think a lot of people would on my channel as well. That would be really good.
Yeah, let's make a separate video about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the origins of how people get to where they are sometimes circumstantial. And it's not really done by option, and it's sometimes, you know, circumstance and then the universe or God or whatever you believe in will push you into becoming who you're truly meant to be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened to me. And and then the universe tried to bring me back down again by my previous employer trying to sue me. And then that ended up not happening. And then things turned out to work out really well.
Awesome.
So, yeah, man, let's do that in a different video because I think that would be a good video. I'd love to hear yours too because everyone's story is different.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually, enjoyed this call, and I'm sure people will see the value just in those 40 minutes or whatever it's been, the value that you've shared, and, you know, the strategies that people can take from us and apply to the business. One thing I would say to people is, you know, if you adapt the right mindset and then get rid of all the negative energy, you know, you're going to succeed. So whether that means going to events, whether that means, you know, looking at different courses, digesting the main information, and then just applying it, you know, nothing is going to happen. There's a saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know, it takes time. And I'm sure your agency, it took you time to sort of develop the concept, the strategies in place. And now you've got it all coming together. When it comes together, it pays off. And I mean, I've found out because I got an email yesterday from a travel agent company, and they said they've agreed they want to use my services. And I'm thinking, this is me watching football, and, you know, I've got clients emailing me right now. So that's the lifestyle that these people can have. And so check out the course, guys. Rob's course, my course, Facebook Ads Hacked. And I'm sure it should be exciting times, Rob.
Awesome, man. I agree. Well, I will catch you guys here on the next video, and I'm sure we'll make another one. So if you guys thought this video was good, by the way, hit the bell, like the video, leave a comment if you want to hear any questions we didn't answer, because I know there's a whole bunch. This is only 40 minutes. So leave a comment, and then go ahead and go to Manny's page if you haven't liked it on YouTube, Manny Hanif, and go like my page too. I don't know why you haven't if you haven't done that yet. So
Brilliant.
awesome, guys. I'll catch you later.
Cool. Take care, Rob.